Today, your company is very good. Would you agree with that, Catherine?
Absolutely.
Yes. So, you know, the other day, Chris, you told me that your HP revenue is about $7 million. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So $7 million. That's pretty good, isn't it?
We think 7 million is good.
All right. I do too. I think $7 million is very good. If I could show you the way we help other partners grow their business 25%, would that be of interest to you, Rob?
Oh, yeah.
So if we grow your $7 million business 25%, that would take you to 875, okay? Wouldn't that be great?
Now you're talking.
As long as we have the profitability to go with it.
Absolutely. But 7 million to 8.7, from good to great. And we help partners just like you accomplish that. Just like Simon helped Susan go from good to great, Avnet can help you go from good to great. So my goal today is to show you how exactly that we do it through a broad brush. There are 3 different ways that we do that today. We definitely want to grow your revenue and your profitability. So one of the ways we do that is we do strategic business planning. And how we do that, Ed, is we find out where you are today, where you want to be tomorrow. And then you and I together put the tactical steps together in order to make that happen. Does that sound like something that would be beneficial to you, Denise?
Absolutely.
Okay. That's good. We've done this with other partners, and we have seen that to be very successful. Another way that we help our partners grow that 25% is we try to help them take the cost out of their business. One of the ways we do that is by financial programs, marketing programs, receivable services, so that we could actually be your AR arm, basically, or perhaps even augment. We have technical resources, pre-sales resources, where instead of using your billable engineers out there in the field and taking them out, use our pre-sales resources. Again, taking costs out of your business. You know, I had a partner several months ago. They actually lost their marketing director. It was, it was a small shop, about 30 people at their office, and one of those was marketing, and he quit, moved on. And the guy calls me up, my partner calls me up and says, do you know anybody that would be a great director of marketing? I said, yeah, I sure do. He says, who? I'm like, Avnet. Avnet can be your marketing arm, so you don't have to pay that $60,000 to $100,000 per year out of your pocket. You can use our resources instead. The third thing that is different at Avnet is me. I'm your advocate. I am here to advocate for you within Avnet to make sure you're aware of every process, every program, every resource, every tool that you could leverage in order for you to continue to grow your revenue and your profit. I also want to advocate for you, Larry, within HP. I want to make sure that HP knows who Larry is, to make sure that they're out there rooting for you in front of those end user customers. Now, my whole goal is to make sure that I'm looking out for your best interests no matter what. I had a customer one time. It was a new customer. We were the second quote. So I'd gotten the basic information, and the lady who I'd met with says, the boss is so cheap and he's mean, he's never going to listen to you. All we want you to do is quote this. And I'm looking at it and kind of honestly like a piece of crap. It's all pieces and parts and everything, no warranty. And she said, I don't care, you got to quote that. So I put the quote together, but I also put another quote together of what I thought the solution would be. Not necessarily the Yugo that they wanted, because I felt like they would be pushing that Yugo up the hill in 6 months. But not necessarily the Cadillac, but that stable Toyota that will get you from one end to the other. So we sat in front of this meeting and we went through the quote and everything, and I actually had my boss with me at the time. And he's sitting there and we're talking, and I described everything, and the guy that I'd never met before, the owner of the business decision, he hadn't said anything. He's sitting there like this, the whole time, So we were all sweating. And finally at the end, there's dead silence, that awkward moment, and he goes, Robin, would you buy this if you were me? And I had to look at him and go, no, I wouldn't. And he wanted to know why. And I explained to him it's not in his best interest to go with a Yugo, that we needed something more steady. And even though my solution was a little bit more expensive, it was the right thing for him. Now that customer always called me to make sure that he got my opinion about his purchases. So he knew I was always looking out for him. And in closing, if you can just remember one thing from today, Avnet is about accelerating your success. That's our tagline, accelerating your success. We want to be there to take you from good to great. So I would wrap up just to say, are you ready to be great?
Yep. Yes.
All right, thank you.
Good to be ready.
I will return. I did ask permission.
Very resourceful.
Well, I noticed I skipped a whole part that I forgot, a whole paragraph, because I was trying not to
We didn't know.
to look at my notes as much.
You just never know what you left out.
So I tried to be more conscious of my hands today. I tried to smile more, or have more expression. So,
If you would scoot in a little bit.
Sure.
okay.
I mean, it was a real solid performance. I mean, you engaged everybody. You seemed very confident up here. You know, you did the me comment again, which is strong. You know, it's a very good. Now, good to great, you decided 25% is the right amount for that. You might want to ask the customer what he thinks good to great is. Maybe he grew 50% last year. You know, so that would be the only
Well, I was
thing.
making some assumptions
Right.
there.
But
So.
anyway, I thought it was excellent.
Good point. Good point. All the pieces of your organization were there. And notice how she said, my message is this, or if you remember just one thing from what I've said, she really wanted to hit over our heads, taking us from good to great. There is just something so likable about you, so charismatic. I just trust you. I'm going to put myself in your hands, and that's a wonderful kind of demeanor to have. You just have that. Your sizzle components, outstanding. Outstanding. Very good use and very creative. In terms of your style, yes, it's enthusiastic. Your voice is good. Once in a while you get going too fast, so watch that. Sometimes you get into the 3 gear and you pause and you slow it up, and so there are elements of that as well, which I really like. So watch the speed. The other thing to continually work on is more smiling. Didn't see that much smiling in there, so get the facial expression going. And, at one point you were presenting, you were right here, right by the LCD projector. That eliminates these people back here. Audiences generally do not like you coming down the avenue. They want you out there where everybody can see them, that way that you don't eliminate anybody. Nice job.
Thank you.
Great job.
Well done.
So I think Robin's passion comes across sometimes as intensity, which I think you